I'm sorry.
Hi, this is Polly, aka King Skyless, or whatever you want to call me. And this is my second animation diary where I'm to show you my process while animating my part for Glass, a Holy map. And that stands for Multi-Animator Project. Thank you very much. Before I begin, a few disclaimers. I've never really done a speaking video before, so therefore I don't have a mic. If you hear background noise, that's just my neighbors, please don't mind it. Also, English is not my first language. I'm a bit rusty with it, so there's ought to be an accent here and there. With that being said, let's begin. I started this part around May and finished it around September. And at the time of this recording, it is now December 1st. So it took me long enough. I've been very busy with university and I barely have breathing room for myself. So that's why I've been so away from this channel and so away from animating for myself. So that's the reason why. But I'm trying, I'm really trying. Glass is a map based on the Warrior Cat series, in case you're unfamiliar, and it's hosted by my friend Shelby, and I got part 5. This part features 2 characters, Blue Star and Hollyleaf, and before I ever did anything, I wanted to study the design Shelby provided and how I was to mix it with my own art style. So I sketched a few headshots and a full body silhouette just to try and get the poses and expressions right without messing up the models, while also getting used to their shapes and postures. After that was done, I took a look at the script so I could build up a storyboard. And the script reads: Holyleaf's eyes widen and she stands there looking down in shock. Blue Star sees this and gives her a sad look of pity, almost wincing. Blue Star then says, "I'm sorry." So this is after Blue Star tells Holyleaf she's to take her to Star Clan, aka Cat Heaven, aka Holyleaf's death. And in that alone, I see so many emotions I have to portray while also keeping everything well paced and in character. So I proceeded to analyze Blue Star and Holyleaf in my mind and think, how the hell am I going to do this? We know Blue Star was leader of ThunderClan for a long time. She was calm and collected, but also tough and stoic. Holyleaf, on the other hand, is ambitious and smart and loyal, but here she is scared. She's been told she's died, and I wanted to portray all that. First, I wanted the focus to be on Holyleaf. Again, she's been told she's dead, so that's very important information. Her eyebrows go a little up and she pauses a bit, taking in the information, and her eyes widen. All the focus on her face with a close-up. Then it gets kinda tricky, because it switches the focus on Blue Star. At first, I considered a long shot, where you can see both characters at once. But after working it up in my brain a bit, I figured that wouldn't help with the pace I'm working with. If there was a focus on Holyleaf's face only, then there had to be one on Blue Star's too. Now, Blue Star is the one giving the news, so she's not shocked, she knows why she's here. So I'm not doing an extreme close-up like I did with Holyleaf. I pull it back a bit so you can see her shoulders, her neck, all that, while still focusing on her expression. Now for the animation. I kinda died a bit. Because first of all, it's lip sync. Like that alone equals a lot of time I have to spend working, plus death. And second of all, I decided to keep the characters and animation overall as still as I could, because I hate myself. Usually when animating a lip sync, animators tend to exaggerate expressions and movements a lot, and that's not a bad thing. I've done it, and it's really fun. But having in mind the emotions in here are very sad, very sullen, I thought having them move or exaggerate a lot will break that. Like, imagine telling someone they're dead and your head is just moving all around the place while you talk. Like that didn't seem right to me. So I just went and tried to keep them as still as I could while also redrawing every single frame. So, I didn't animate just the jaw, I animated everything over and over and over and over, and I obviously hate myself because Why? Why would I do that? But I did it, and it took me a long time because I had to fix a lot. Like, usually when you animate lip sync, like, it doesn't matter because it's constantly moving, so you can't tell. You're tricking your audience, you're tricking your eyes or something, because you can't see like the changes in the shape or anything. When I animated this, and you have to keep everything very still and in shape, like, I can't just have the nose like getting bigger or smaller as the animation goes, because it looks bad. Like, you can't tell because it's not moving fast. It's a slow animation, and you can tell the nose is getting very small. Why is that? And that's, you don't want anyone to notice that. Like, you don't want to see your finished animation and you see very clearly how this nose is getting smaller and smaller and smaller because you're getting out of your model. So that's something I had to fix a lot doing this, like, over and over. Like, the noses, the ears, I had to keep everything in check and make sure the shapes were still correct. And that took a lot of time and it took a lot of checking everything over and over again and replaying and tweaking, and it took a lot of time. You have no idea. Now, the coloring was a journey itself, because this was my second ever animation using Toon Boom Harmony. Oh yeah, that's the program I used for this animation, by the way. It was given to me by my 2D animation professor, and I only used it once before for an assignment, and then for this map part. My assignment was a quick and sketchy animation, and Toon Boom has this feature where every frame you draw comes with two layers, one for line art and another for color. In that assignment, it seemed easy to do sketchy coloring with a brush tool, as the liner itself was very sketchy. But in the small part, it wouldn't have looked right. I was either gonna spend 285 years filling in the lines to make it seem consistent, or it was going to look horribly wrong if I did it fast. So I messed around and ended up using the pencil tool, which works with vectors, which is line art or images that can be resized or rescaled without compromising the quality. What I ended up doing was lining the shape of each frame with the pen tool, resizing or fixing shapes so it stayed within my line art as much as it could, and then coloring them in with the bucket tool. After a while of getting tired of drawing the outline so I could color it in over and over, I realized my animation stayed within the model most of the time. I could just copy and paste the outline into the next frame, readjust the anchor point so it stayed within the line art, and repeat it. It was so much easier to do this considering the character designs were also very simple, and I didn't have to follow any specific patterns when it came to the coloring. I think this bit actually just took me roughly 2 hours. It was very tiring still, but it would have taken me way longer if I had done otherwise. If you do pause the animation though, you can see how messy it actually is, but I figured it didn't look that bad, so I let it be. And that's pretty much it, really. I did some small editing in Sony Vegas, which I didn't record, but it wasn't excessive, so I guess it's fine if I skip that. And there you have it, another small Warriors map art that, thanks to procrastination, I postponed longer than I should have. I've been also postponing a few other map arts, and I really should start working on those. So expect more videos like this, maybe? It was kind of fun to do. I don't know if they're really gonna stick, but let's see how it goes.